blue waters turned crimson red, and nobody believed this young woman would survive, until unexpected saviors emerged from the depths. ****. The morning sun painted the Caribbean waters in brilliant shades of turquoise as Sarah Martinez adjusted her diving mask one final time. The 28-year-old marine biology student had been planning this solo dive for weeks, eager to document coral formations for her research project. The water was crystal clear, visibility perfect. Everything seemed ideal for what should have been a routine dive. But the ocean, as every experienced diver knows, is never truly predictable. Sarah descended slowly, her camera ready, completely unaware that she was being watched, not by human eyes, but by something far more ancient and deadly. A massive bull shark, nearly 12 feet long and weighing over 400 pounds, had been lurking in the deeper waters nearby. Its cold, black eyes tracked her every movement. 20 feet below the surface, Sarah was completely absorbed in her work, photographing a stunning brain coral formation. Her breathing was calm and steady through the regulator. Everything felt peaceful, serene. The only sounds were the gentle bubbles escaping from her equipment and the distant calls of seabirds above. Then she saw the shadow. At first it was just a dark shape moving in her peripheral vision. Sarah turned her head, expecting to see a harmless reef shark or perhaps a large grouper. Instead, her blood ran cold. The massive bull shark was approaching fast, its powerful tail propelling it through the water with terrifying speed. Sarah's heart rate spiked instantly. She knew the statistics. Bull sharks were responsible for more unprovoked attacks on humans than any other species except great whites. And this one was huge, its scarred hide telling the story of countless battles. In these waters, the shark circled her once, twice, its movements becoming more aggressive with each pass. Sarah tried to remain calm, remembering her training. Don't make sudden movements, maintain eye contact. Try to back away slowly, but the shark wasn't interested in a cautious retreat. Without warning, it lunged forward, its massive jaws opening to reveal rows of razor-sharp teeth. Sarah threw up her arms in a desperate attempt to protect herself, but she knew it was too late. The shark's teeth caught her left arm, tearing through the wetsuit like paper. Blood immediately began clouding the water around them. The attack lasted only seconds, but it felt like an eternity. The shark's powerful jaws clamped down, shaking Sarah like a rag doll before releasing her. Pain shot through her entire body as she watched her own blood create an expanding red cloud in the blue water. Sarah's mind raced through her limited options. She was 20 feet underwater, severely injured and losing blood fast. The surface seemed impossibly far away. Her breathing was becoming labored, panic setting in despite her training. And worst of all, she knew that the blood in the water would only attract more predators. The bull shark had backed off momentarily, but it was still circling, waiting. Sarah could see its dead eyes, studying her, calculating its next move. She tried to swim upward, toward the surface, but her injured arm made movement difficult and painful. That's when she heard them. At first it was just a distant clicking sound, barely audible over her own panicked breathing, but the sound was getting closer and more complex. Sarah recognized it immediately from her marine biology studies' dolphin echolocation calls. Suddenly, the water around her erupted with movement. 8 bottlenose dolphins appeared as if from nowhere, their sleek bodies cutting through the water with incredible speed and precision. But they weren't swimming randomly. Their movements were coordinated, purposeful, almost military in their organization. The lead dolphin, a massive male nearly 9 feet long, positioned himself directly between Sarah and the bull shark. His clicking calls became more intense, more aggressive. The other dolphins spread out in a defensive formation, creating a living barrier around the injured woman. The bull shark, sensing the change in dynamics, became more agitated. It made another aggressive move towards Sarah, but the lead dolphin was ready. With lightning speed, he rammed into the shark's side with tremendous force. The impact was so powerful that Sarah could hear it even underwater, a dull thud that resonated through the water. But this wasn't just one dolphin defending territory. This was a coordinated attack. The other dolphins joined the assault, taking turns to ram the bull shark from different angles. Their movements were perfectly synchronized. One would strike while others positioned themselves for the next attack. The shark, despite its size and natural weaponry, was completely overwhelmed. Sarah watched in amazement as the dolphins executed what could only be described as a military-style operation. They weren't just randomly attacking, they were using strategy, teamwork, and what appeared to be genuine intelligence. The bull shark, bloodied and disoriented from the relentless assault, finally had enough. With a powerful thrust of its tail, it fled into the deeper waters, disappearing into the blue void from which it had emerged. But the dolphins weren't finished. As soon as the threat was neutralized, their behavior changed completely. The aggressive, clicking calls became softer, almost gentle. The lead dolphin approached Sarah slowly, his intelligent eyes seeming to assess her condition. Sarah was fading fast. The blood loss and shock were taking their toll, and she was having difficulty maintaining her position in the water. Her vision was becoming blurry, and she could feel consciousness slipping away. That's when the most incredible thing happened. The lead dolphin moved underneath her, positioning his dorsal fin within her reach. Sarah, operating on pure instinct, grabbed hold. The dolphin began to rise slowly, carefully carrying her toward the surface. The other dolphins formed an escort around them, their bodies creating a protective circle as they ascended. Their echolocation calls continued, but now they sounded different, less aggressive, more communicative. It was as if they were coordinating the rescue operation. As they neared the surface, Sarah could see sunlight filtering down through the water. Her lungs were burning, desperate for air. The dolphin carrying her seemed to sense her urgency and increased his speed slightly. They broke the surface together. Sarah gasped for air, coughing and sputtering as she tried to fill her lungs. The dolphin kept her afloat, supporting her weight with seemingly effortless grace. Around them, the other dolphins continued their protective circle, their dorsal fins cutting through the surface like a living barrier. In the distance, Sarah could see a boat approaching other divers who had noticed the commotion. But she knew that without the dolphin's intervention, rescue would have come too late. The lead dolphin stayed with her until the boat arrived, only moving away when human hands reached down to pull Sarah to safety. As she was lifted from the water, she looked back to see all 8 dolphins still there, their intelligent eyes watching, to ensure she was truly safe. The rescue boat's captain, a grizzled veteran of these waters, later said he had never seen anything like it in 40 years of diving. "Those dolphins," he said, shaking his head in amazement, "they saved her life, no question about it. And the way they worked together, it was like watching a Navy SEAL team in action." Sarah spent 3 days in the hospital recovering from her injuries. The shark bite required over 200 stitches, but doctors said she was incredibly lucky a few inches higher, and the bite would have severed a major artery. When she returned to the dive site a month later, fully healed and ready to continue her research, something extraordinary happened. As soon as she entered the water, the same pod of dolphins appeared. The lead male approached her slowly, clicking softly, as if greeting an old friend. Marine biologists who studied the incident were amazed by the dolphin's behavior. Dr. James Morrison, a cetacean specialist, explained that while dolphins had been known to help humans before, this level of coordinated defensive behavior was unprecedented. "What we witnessed," he said, "was not just instinct or coincidence. This was intelligent strategic thinking. These dolphins recognized the threat, assessed the situation, and executed a coordinated response to protect a member of another species. It challenges everything we thought we knew about animal intelligence and empathy." Sarah's encounter became one of the most documented cases of interspecies rescue in marine biology history. But for Sarah herself, it was something even more profound, a reminder that we share this planet with creatures whose intelligence and compassion may exceed our wildest imagination. The dolphins of the Caribbean continue to patrol those waters, guardians of the deep, ready to protect any creature in need. And somewhere in those blue depths, 8 remarkable beings carry on with their lives, probably unaware that they had performed what humans would call a miracle, because for them, it was simply the right thing to do.